Wolfpack 325 here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, 11,550 pounds. We are gen ready, fuel station, 13-foot enclosed garage, bath and a half, loft, and a partridge in a pear tree. This is what I call the working family toy hauler, made for Larry Lunchbucket and Joe Sixpack. Quick view with the slides closed. Pretty as she is, you're not going to access much. I mean, you can get to the bedroom and the bathroom up front, that's about it. And similarly, from the garage, with that slide closed, you're also not going to access much. This is definitely a destination use coach. Now, if you're a regular follower of our videos, which a lot of you are, then a lot of the elements in these Wolfpacks will look very, very familiar, and for good reason. Wolfpack is literally just the toy hauler member of the Cherokee family of travel trailers and fifth wheels. You know, wildly successful. What they were able to do with this is basically, unapologetically, they were able to just piggyback on all of the buying power and the success of the Cherokee series and just kind of adapt that into something with a garage that's wide body. That's really all the more logic they had to put in this, and it works well. In its class, in its price point, Wolfpack is the #1 selling fifth wheel toy hauler. Well, toy hauler, period. But, you know, there's, different ways that you can boil down numbers. I'm not here to sling, figures lie and liars figure politician numbers at you. I'm here to tell you why this thing is something I think your family would like. The beauty's really in the simplicity. Like, they could have maybe put some more cool, cute-looking angles on this entertainment center, but it wouldn't have been any more functional. It wouldn't have done anything better than what this does, and that's what I like about these guys. They're very good at nailing the features that are actually, truly important. Now, up here at this loft, they've done something a little different. A lot of toy haulers have this wraparound loft, but they actually left that open cargo area right there, which is pretty uncommon. I don't really see that done, but it also makes the floor plan look and feel nice and big and wide open. And of course, you can just simply unhook that if for some reason you want to pass some cargo up there, which also makes this a very easy access attic, which is another side benefit to having a loft. It's not necessarily just sleeping, although you could. It's the storage. Now, I want to point out a couple intelligent details, because every year I keep seeing these Wolfpacks get dialed in just a little bit more. They keep getting it zeroed in closer and closer to perfection here for their category. First of all, this is going to sound stupid, but this little light switch, having a light switch for the upper loft, I don't think a lot of folks realize how ungodly uncommon that is. Luxury fifth wheel toy haulers, Fusions, Seismics that we have here at Haylett RV, they don't do that, and I've always been surprised by that. But here, at a, working class category, we've got it. We've got everything that matters. Now, also I want to point out where the ladder hooks up here for this loft. It's not directly in front of the door. Now, if it's directly in front of the door, I don't think it's a big deal, because you can literally just push the ladder, like if you're walking this direction, you can push the ladder in, walk around the ladder, and you can get in here. My point, though, is you don't have to. You can leave the ladder on, and you're good to go. Now, like all Cherokee family products, you've got these very residential shaker-style cabinets, and these are hardwood cabinet frames. This is one area where a lot of your Cherokee family stuff does differ from Forest River at large. It's not particle board with a sticker wrap that's been stapled together. They do work a little bit harder on your cabinet doors here. Bluetooth, DVD, stereo. If you feel like adding TVs to your Wolfpack, knock yourself out. If the only thing missing out of this that you need to take it home is a TV, you give us a call. I bet we can make that happen. Again, this being built with an intended target budget in mind. They didn't spend needless money. And a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but a coach this size, I mean, shouldn't I really be expecting a TV in there? Well, the answer is, do you have an extra TV at home? Because most people do. And that's kind of the logic and the process that went into this RV. Is that there's things that they need to do from the factory, and there's things they don't need to do from the factory. And they've identified and narrowed down those factors extremely well. Now down here we've got this electric space heating fireplace, same as you get in the rest of the Cherokee family. And again, you're getting this because of the massive buying power of the Cherokee family. The Wolfpack just kind of inherits that. Now we'll come back to the kitchen, but I got a bad habit of missing this monster pantry right here that these Wolfpacks possess. This is fantastic, and I love how wide it is. I love how easy access it is. I like that it just has a normal door. It's not like what I call a toothpick pantry where you have to go armpit deep to get into the thing. We'll jump back to the garage in a minute because I'm probably going to have to do a battery hot swap here, and I'm going to have to segment this video more than I would prefer. But being a toy hauler, we do have the extra tall ceilings, but you will notice in certain areas, like above the slides and above the ceiling light fixture here, we've got this cool little indirect accent lighting. It just looks neat during the day, but at night it's a perfect little night light. Against the light-colored walls, the white ceiling, it will cause everything in here to glow just enough to be able to access the RV without, you know, bashing your shins up. Now, max-size windows for max visibility, and they're on the campsite side of the trailer. They're not looking at your neighbor's campsite, so you get to have a nice look at the things. Also, you do have the nicer wooden plantation-style blinds right here. And what I like about these, especially in a toy hauler, which can really get a lot dustier than a traditional towable RV due to the fact that you're often off the grid, as it were, you can clean these guys. You can actually just get on here and clean these. It is not easy cleaning pleated shades. Now, basically, because these things are so tall, like every switch or every light, it's pretty much going to have a switch unless it's something you can physically reach from ground level. Like there's 1 or 2 lights in the kitchen that will have a button. But anywhere you can sit or sleep, you're going to find 12-volt powered USB plugs here. And what I like about these is, like I said, they're 12-volt powered. If you're off the grid, they can still keep your phones topped off and whatnot. And with this being generator ready, it's nothing to just toss a generator in here and you're good to go. And again, everything looks simple, but it is crazy effective the way that they put this all together. Like the extra little radius of counter space right over there where my glove is sitting next to those entry switches. You know, everything is big, open, light, bright, easy to access. The light-dark contrast makes this look and feel larger, which is, I mean, it's already not small, but it looks and feels even larger. All of the countertops and tabletops, even the picnic table we'll see outside, they're thermal foil, meaning they're a sealed edge and pressed membrane. They're also seamless, so there's no like little funny cuts in here where water can penetrate. Oh, look at that power outlet. That's a perfect little like toaster, blender, appliance, coffee maker corner right there. Bang! Now, the sink is a, this is called a farm sink, is kind of the name I keep hearing adopted to this, the giant single basin stainless sink. And you can see that this is a heavy duty cover. You can use that for legit prep space. Now, one of the areas in this RV that's not photo friendly that I really wanted to get to show you in this video is all of the storage here in this island. There is tons of it. The whole, well, not island, I guess, but peninsula, whatever, in the kitchen. It is 100% max potential storage right here. They didn't waste an ounce of space. And that little rhyme right there is nerdism number 37, not an ounce of space gone to waste. Now, I'm going to take a second to close these, even though I'm on video, so that I don't forget, close the slide and crush anything, with this 8 cubic foot fridge freezer. And I like how they actually have it mounted all the way down to the floor. And that leaves more room up top for storage, and it also makes it easier for someone who's a little more, how can I say, gravity friendly, such as my wife. She won't let me say I'm a foot taller. She'll let me say I'm 11.5 inches taller. So that means she can more easily access this. Now, that is one of the very few lights in this that you actually will click on by hand, but you'll notice the lights in the stove, there's 2 LED lights even in the stovetop hood there. They actually have their own switch. The Trapper Keeper mosaic tile backsplash in the back, I like that it's a real tile backsplash. It's not just a cheap wallpaper. They've done something here. A lot of toy haulers do, but I wish more towable RVs would do, and that's get rid of the oven. They put the microwave, which is convection, by the way, so you can do some baking in that. It cooks faster, and it introduces less heat into the RV, but they put it down low, where if you are cooking something with like soup, a liquid, instead of having it way up here above my head, and I'm 6'3", kids, I don't want this up here to like spill on me and run down my arms and my face. If I'm going to drop something, I'd rather drop it at ground level. Maybe it'll splatter and hit my shins, but big deal, I can wipe that off. If it runs down my entire arm, I'm going to have third-degree burns going on. Now I don't have to worry about it. And another nice little appliance corner over here. I think we've pretty much killed the living room. We can take a, let's go take a peek at the garage before heading upstairs. As mentioned at the beginning of our video, we do have a 13-foot garage. Not like some 12'8" mutant that people are calling 13 feet. I don't see a lot of that in the industry, thankfully, but I do see some, which is why I mention it. So the main floor deck here will measure out to 13 feet, and you'll see that you have some crazy thing like 15 tie-downs all over this thing. So you can pretty much have stuff tied down. What I like about that is, guys, you don't have to fight over tie downs. Like if you have two bikes in here side by side, for instance, you don't have to like try to both of you use one tie down or something like that. There's more than enough space for everything to get hooked up. Now we've got the same Happy Jack bottom sofas with upper drop bed, like queen bed up here, that frankly basically every toy hauler has. Anything worth its salt has the same thing, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. Now you obviously see you can leave the bed up and drop just the sofas down, or you can drop the bed to about here and, you know, use this as a double bunk arrangement, which is done very simply like so. But that's really all there is to know about it. Now you may have noticed that middle cushion flopped around a little bit. That's because these have sort of like a pretend theater seat arrangement that you can come up with on the fly with these. So the reason that every single toy hauler uses the exact same thing is because they're awesome. So there you have it. Now, again, anywhere you sit and sleep, in anything in a Cherokee family, you're going to get both household and USB plugs. And they are really big on that. They put them everywhere. I also like these big windows, these very tall viewing windows that they have all over the place. It gives you lots of light and comfort in here. They've got the quick setup patio tailgate system on this. Now, what I like about this is, if you notice, it actually brackets against the door frame of the toy hauler. So when you're dropping the tailgate, you don't have to actually hold the weight of that tailgate. The ramp door in the loading position has a 3,000 pound load limit. Here in the patio position, it has a 1,500 pound limit. So that is more than enough to have 4 chairs around this portable, does everything waterproof picnic table with these nice, easy, mobile folding legs. And hang out here and have a good time. What I like about it is, if you wake up in the morning and you like to go outside and enjoy some fresh air and get your coffee and, you know, take in some of nature's bounty, which hopefully it doesn't look like a trailer yard where you're parked with a Meijer in the background. But hey, for those of you not aware of Meijer, that's a Midwestern thing. It's like another Walmart, basically. It's got a J in it that sounds like a Y. It's all kinds of funny. Anyway, but my point is, if you wake up and it was raining, or if there's just even dew on the grass and you don't want to walk around and get wet, you don't have to, because you got your own personal patio place, if we're sticking with the hard P alliteration. Now, up here, right about there, it is prepped for a TV. If you do want to throw a TV up there, there is a backer for it. We are backup camera ready. These are things we'll probably hear me talk about again outside when we get there, but we're here right now. I like this really heavy-duty industrial garage flooring, too. That is actually an upgrade, kind of like the fiberglass skin. There are a few upgrades that we're looking at here on this Wolfpack. Normally, it would have a linoleum floor there. How you doing this morning, buddy? But what this does for us is it's just more rugged. It's easier to clean. If you, you know, let's say something you have spills some oils or it's just dirty, it's easier to clean this up versus linoleum. It's just a lot more, you know, resistant, as it were. Again, you know, TV can hook up right here. You've got your TV hookups above where the TV would hook up. This is not my best work. Moving on. Half bath over here. Simple but effective. But what I like is they actually contained the sink for the half bath in the half bathroom, instead of having a sink sticking outside, which actually could interfere with potential loading. And that extra little window here for breeze, for air ventilation, for all kinds of things. You know, every little bit counts. So let's, from here, move upstairs. One thing I like to point out right here is, with this being wide body, 102-inch wide body, and having a normal queen bed, you can walk around this extremely easily. There's actually 3 extra inches around both sides of the bed to walk around. You can also see there's no like goofy step up that's going to trip you when you're, you know, trying to climb in and out of it in the dark. Now, once again, the bathroom was purpose built to be simple, clean, but effective. Instead of going with some giant 50-inch shower that, I mean, I don't know that we necessarily really need it. I know it looks awesome and it looks impressive in an RV, but it doesn't really do anything more. They went with a very normal adult-sized corner radius shower. They recessed the shower pan into the floor so that you do have plenty of headroom in here, so there's not the big step up to get into this thing. You can see we have protective surround paneling, we have a skylight, and we still have the bigger Max Air vent fan up here, which is one of the reasons that you'll find all of the doors in the upper deck are slotted, like you can see right here. The reason they do that, oh, you're getting a nice look at me in the mirror there, my vampiric powers are failing, you can see my reflection. Anyway, my point is, it gives you good airflow because hot air rises and that Max Air fan can suck all that hot air out from even the bedroom when the doors are closed to keep privacy but keep some air flowing. Simple, effective foot flush toilet, but what's nice, by going with a normal size shower instead of a redonkulous shower, instead of going with, huge stuff and going with normal human size stuff, it creates all this nice open floor space where you can easily get around and get ready. Same waterproof thermofoil countertop you see right there. Now, something in the Cherokee family they're very good about is really, really big linen, or what do I want to say, medicine cabinets. And I say linen cabinets because they put a second one in here to act as a linen cabinet. And it's so big, it gets the job done very, very nicely. So we do have an easy lift bed, so there is storage below that that's just, a couple struts will pop that right up, easy to get to. And once again, every room, like almost every light, has its own little switch. Now, you do have 2 extra lights above the master bed right there, and those you can easily just reach when you're laying in bed. So those are intentionally not on a wall switch, but these main lights up here are. Now, I see this little junction box. Remember, the one here in this video could be different from the one that we have in stock. This is second air ready. We will typically upgrade the main AC to help keep this thing cool, but this is second air ready if you really want to go all the way with 50 amp service. And we can install a second AC here at Haylett RV. We only do everything: pitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer, package deals, everything in between, even RV delivery. So if you need a second AC, give us a call. We'll get you a quote. Once again, household and USB outlets everywhere you sit or sleep. They don't scale down to cheaper metal mini blinds just because we left the living room. And I like that we have the full length hanging closet, so you can actually really put nice long tall stuff in there with a full overhead cabinet instead of just a cheaper shelf, just to save a buck. Everything in this is function first. Then there's a fair amount of fashion in here, but it is all function first, and that's a great example right there. The first thing I want to talk about out here is the biggest thing that you see, and that's the whole skin of the RV. We have upgraded it. Normally, a Wolfpack would have corrugated aluminum sided skin, kind of like you see that Puma back there, and there's nothing wrong with it. It still has a wood skeleton, and that's one of the things that throws a lot of people off. They are, because it's so common, it's very easy to think that if you see fiberglass skin, you have an aluminum skeleton. That's not necessarily true. We've upgraded the skin. That doesn't change the structure of the RV. And wood versus aluminum structure, one is not better than the other, guys. They're different. And I've done videos on that, and I'm more than happy to send you a link to it if you are interested. Basically, what we've done here is this is a full high gloss gel coat skin. You can see the reflection of my hand in this thing right here, even though it's still dirty from shipping grime, which, by the way, you don't pay extra to get your camper cleaned at Haylett RV. Cleaning, propane fill, battery, showing you how it works, giving you a tour of it, even water and electric surge protectors. Everything you need in this RV needs to function. That is included in our price tags here at Haylett RV. You don't pay extra for stuff you're supposed to need. We leave the hidden fees to somebody else. I do like how this is fully finished off. It's clean, it's simple, it's effective. It does what it needs to do right here. And if you are going to be off the grid and you want to keep your batteries topped off, but you're not looking for a generator, she is simple solar ready on the side with one of those portable charge panels there. We have those available both here at our shop as well as through our online parts store. The more ride steps. Again, that's something that, being a member of the Cherokee family, Wolfpack enjoys the benefit of here because of Cherokee's massive buying power. As literally the largest single entity at Forest River, they can just buy more stuff cheaper, basically, than anybody else. So they're using the nicer more ride steps. And there's other stable step systems out there. The more ride is my personal preference. They have longer adjustments on the feet. They feel stronger. If you pick them up and try to twist them, they just don't twist. There's just little detail things like that build confidence in me as a person, as a potential consumer. Right down here, right below that baggage door I failed to show you earlier, there is an outside grill connect. So if you do want to bring along a little grill, you are good to go. We do like to generator prep these, which is why you see that little heat shielding inside of that front compartment door right there. What's kind of nice about that is the generator prep from the factory level. It costs nearly nothing to do it from the factory level. But to do it after the fact, oh my God, it's expensive, guys. That's why we like to do it from the factory level. And as a side benefit, when you gen prep a wolf pack, you also get their built-in fueling station back there that you'll get to see as we walk by. So there's multiple benefits going on here. Now this is full 102 wide body. They did stay max width on this to give you max living, max loading space. They're, you know, simple, smart things like a black tank flush, like all the little necessities you're going to want, they have it here. Because again, this is everything that matters, nothing that doesn't serious. People are going to say, well, is Wolfpack 4 seasons rated? And the answer is no, they're not trying to be. This is a, like I said, a more working person's level product right here. That's what this is made for. This is not made for like Alaska Arctic use. This is made for family summer fun, running in the sun is what it's for. That rhymed and I didn't intend. Nice. Mag wheels, good looking. They are steel wheels with a really nice coating on them. That's something that throws a lot of people off. They say, I like those Wolfpacks with the aluminum wheels. I always shoot you straight here at Haylett RV. But the coating they have on this is hyper corrosion resistant. You know, it's not just a plain steel wheel with a cheap white paint. They spent good money on this, but they spent smart money on it. They said, listen, is there a way that we can come up with something that has the same look but is less money and equally effective? And the answer is yes, right there. And then the little touches, like the little valve stem caps right here, you can see that it says, well, if you get really close, you can see it says 80. That means 80 PSI. If that drops below its appropriate PSI rating, that'll flip from green to red. At a glance, you can look at this and be like, oh, I got to put air in that tire. I'm glad I figured that out before we went on a 2,000-mile journey and had a flat. You know, simple, smart stuff. This is also kind of neat. You don't see this a lot, but separate cable and satellite hookups. That's just a nice touch. Your full outside shower that does hook to the water heater if need be. I literally just choked on thin air. All right, moving on. Sewer hose caddy. You know, you do have fairly limited outside storage on this, so they don't want your potential sewer items taking the chance of cross-contaminating your fresh water hose. Guys, if you are, I see this with shocking regularity, if you are transporting all of your hoses, like your sewer and water hoses, in one single tote, you are doing it wrong. Okay, that is just a good way to get you and your family sick. Can I just throw that out there real quick? There's a PSA from your Uncle Josh, the RV nerd. So we talked about the patio ramp gate system when we talked about the garage. You do have a roll-down tent screen wall there. Now, something they did that's kind of cool. Normally, a Wolfpack would always have a 21-foot awning. But you got this big, beautiful dinette slide right in the middle of this thing. Well, that's going to eat into your patio space pretty severely. So they cut the awning and split it into two sections, one on each side. So you do have dual patio sections right here, both power awnings. You've got outside TV hookups back here, which is why you see all these little black plugs and widgets and whatnot. That's pretty much it, guys. She's simple, she's straightforward, she's effective. There are certainly fifth wheel toy haulers with similar layouts that maybe look jazzier, that maybe have a couple more widgets and whiz bangs. But generally speaking, for the 99% of us out there, they're not going to do anything this doesn't do. They're not going to be any more effective than this is, but they will be more expensive than what this is. That's what this is designed for. This is designed for intelligent use camping. If you're going to be a full-timer, it's not that structurally this isn't going to hold up for you. It's that from an amenity standpoint, it probably wouldn't be the ideal purchase for you. But for someone who works for a living like me, who doesn't get to camp every weekend like me, this is the perfect fit because you're not over-purchasing and underusing. You're getting equivalent value out of it. And that's who Wolfpack is. Like I said, Larry Lunchbucket, Joe Sixpack. That's who this is for. And frankly, with that big shiny suit of armor we wrapped around this thing, you can feel pretty good about how it looks behind your truck, too. These things look dynamite on black and white and gray trucks, by the way. They look dynamite with that skin package. But frankly, they went so neutral on their color palette, you could put on a red truck. And nobody cares. Nobody cares what the rig looks like. You as the owner, you're the only ones that ever care. And that's fine, because you want this to be fun. I get that too. But that's also why we sell trucks here at Haylett RV. If you have a half ton and you really like this thing, Well, guess what? We've got 3/4 and 1 tons that'll hitch up to it and get you anywhere you want to go anytime. Unless, of course, you want to drive straight to Hawaii, because there's a logistics problem involved there. And if you can't figure out what it is, then I don't think we should be friends. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.